Please. Big round of applause to the very funny Mr. Brian Zeolla. How you doing tonight? It's exciting stand-up competition. I just want to preface this by saying we're all three very different comics. We're going to tell our jokes in a very different way, so just take a moment to reset yourself. Be ready for whatever this is. So I used to wake up and this bird would be like, do-do-do-do. You guys, it's getting cold outside. Small talk. Let's do small talk first. It's getting really cold. I don't know if you're like me. I'm 28 years old, and I used to get sick, and like you got sick, and it just kind of went away real fast. But now I get sick, and I get sick for like months at a time. You know what I mean? Like when you get that old, where it's like every day you wake up with a crick in your back, and like you're just coughing, and you're like, wait, it's November now, right? Like that started. Like I remember when I was 19, I worked at Quiznos, right? And I worked at Quiznos, and one day I was cutting meat on the meat slicer, and I cut the tip of my finger off. Yeah. My reaction to cutting the tip of my finger off was I went home, wrapped it in Stone Cold Steve Austin bandages, soaked it in whiskey, and said, fuck that shit, this is America, that'll grow back, and it grew back. Last year, I decided to reapproach my youth in a weird way, and I went to a Less Than Jake concert. And I decided on the first Less Than Jake song, I'm going to get in the pit, I'm going to jump around, I'm going to dance, I'm going to have a good time. Halfway through the first song, I got a cramp in my arm, and I couldn't lift my arm higher than this for 6 months. You understand what I'm saying? Like, 30 years down the line, I'm going to have my neighbor's going to have a grandkid. And he's going to want to play catch with old Brian, and I'm going to have to tell him, no, little boy, I can't play catch with you because I went to a ska show 9 years too late. And that sickness thing comes up a lot. I get sick every time I decide, Brian, you need to lose some weight. On Monday, you are going to start this epic jogging plan, right? You're gonna start jogging, which means on Thursday, when I say this to myself, I'm going to do a tour of all the fast foods that I will not get to eat anymore, right? Like Taco Bell on Thursday, Taco Bell on Friday morning, the various pizzas, if you will, on Friday. And like, you go through that, and by Sunday, okay, I'm going to wake up tomorrow, I'm going to jog, I'm going to do this, I'm going to improve my life, right? I need to improve my life. And Monday morning, you wake up, it's like, there's no way I'm getting out of bed. There's no way I'm going to work. There's no way I'm doing anything for the rest of the week except ordering pizza. That's the only thing my body can do. And it's like, that's when you start lying to yourself. I don't know if anyone here lies to themselves a lot like me, but like, I think everyone has this image of themselves in their head. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you picture yourself in a way because you don't actively get to see yourself every moment of every day. So you have this idea of what you look like. And then you decide to go walk around in Houston in the summertime, and that image gets shattered immediately. The moment you see like a glass pane window, you're like, oh, like shit! I've been telling myself that I'm Jack Black fat, and apparently I'm Gilbert Grape's mom fat. And that's depressing. That's a bummer. Guys, this isn't lapel's pretty good. This isn't very professional, but I don't know. I don't get the chance to do longer sets very often, so every now and then I'm going to have to go over here. This is just a copy of the poem Footprints. Gives me hope. This is exciting. A little bit more than a year ago, I got to quit my job to pursue comedy, and which was very exciting. Like, that feeling of like I'm finally doing the thing that I want to do is very awesome, right? Like, this is it. I've chosen to follow my dreams, and that's only added to the fact that I got to quit my job, which was super fucking exciting. I got to do an exit interview where I told my boss to fuck off. I got to do all this stuff. Like, I got to take out my 401k, which was money that I didn't understand for 7 years. Like, it was money that just accumulated, but there was no way for me to get to it. I felt like a mouse in a science experiment. But I got to take that money out, and after taxes, I saw some of it. And then it was fucking epic. And like, all that stuff was positive. I'm doing all this stuff, I'm quitting my job. And then I realized there's one negative thing that's going to come from this. I had to call my dad to explain to him that I quit my job because I'm from the suburbs. And even though I'm 28 years old, that still happened. And I called my dad and I explained to him, like, this is what I'm doing, this is important to me. And he kind of understood. He was like, it's okay, Brian, like, this is a good decision. You're doing the right thing. It's okay because when I retire, I'm going to open up a Subway and you can manage it. I'm beginning to get this fear, this premonition in the back of my head that maybe my friends and family think I'm retarded and they just don't know how to tell me at this point. Like, I've gotten this far. Like, I know what I look like. I look like a hulking homeless man that really wants to pet some bunnies. That's from books, sir. Like, this doesn't scream world scholar. This just screams, right? Like, we all see me. Like, I remember when I was younger, I had this routine. I'd wake up every day in the summertime, I'd watch a double block of Digimon, and I'd cook eggs. And it was fucking awesome. Like, I woke up, watched Digimon, cooked eggs. It was great. And then one day, I got up, started cooking my eggs. My parents had this cool glass top stove, and it's like, this feels good. I'm doing this right, man. I'm cooking these eggs. I feel like Guy Fieri, right? I'm on it. And I'm cooking my eggs, and Digimon doesn't come on. Some stupid fucking kid show does. And in a bit of dramatics, I decide to throw down my hands as if to say, really? Today, world? And what ended up happening was my fist went through the glass stove, shattering it. I was 19 years old. How do you explain? Like, mother, well, you gotta understand, the reason that you no longer have a stovetop is because a cartoon that I really enjoy didn't come on. Not even a month before that, in an attempt to knock on the door, my fist went through the stained glass inlay. On the first knock. I'm the fucking juggernaut. It's like I'm some kind of fucking rage monster that's, my rage is triggered by canceled Japanime on the kids that we need. But I say that and I'm like, well, at least I found my superpowers. You know, I don't know if when you were kids, you read comic books and turned into me, but like, when I was younger, I read comic books and I always told myself I'm gonna be special one day. I'm gonna be something that's magnificent. Like, I'm gonna find what it is that is my calling and I'm gonna be something great. And most kids who tell themselves that, they grow up, they mature. For me, I grew up and got more realistic. Like, maybe the reason nobody notices me is because I blend into these walls real well, you know? Like, or maybe in extreme situations of fear and anxiety, I can melt into a puddle of sweat and just Alex map my way out of the fucking way, you know? Yeah, no more problems. He's not here anymore. Like, I remember my parents took me to the beach, and I remember going into the ocean and throwing myself into the waves, hard, trying to knock the breath out of myself because I thought that a near-death experience would unlock my superpowers. Now, my psychiatrist said that this was a call for help through suicidal tendencies, but I don't know. I mean, to this day, I'm gonna try to turn the TV off with my mind first, right? We all do that. I'm gonna try to whisper telepathic advances to girls. Yeah. I'm going to cut myself. It's a Wolverine thing. He heals quick. He heals. See, it's like your footprints. I don't know if anyone's like me here. You haven't been yet, but let's keep going down this line of logic. Anyone here on their way home from work just listen to Christian music because it's the only thing that gives you hope in the world? No one. Okay.
That is.
I lasted 4 months on my retirement after I quit my job, and I had to get a new job, and I went to the first place that would take me, which was pizza delivery. Pizza delivery was fun because I was doing the work of teenagers at 28. I know that it's the work of teenagers because my boss was a teenager. Like, I knew the moment I walked into pizza delivery that you quit this job, you're not going to get to say fuck you to him because he'll kick your ass. You're not going to get to take out magical money that was sitting around. Like, and it was depressing. I led a very depressed life for a few months, delivering pizzas in the hood. Like, it got to the point where one night I went to Subway, my future management job, and I went in and just depressingly just bought a veggie sub because for some reason I went vegetarian last year. It wasn't for health reasons, it was for girl reasons. It was but I bought a veggie sub and I just sat down and just like ate it from the middle. That's how depressed I was. And I'm eating my sub, and I look up at the girl that's working there. It's late at night, so she's like the last person there. And I start to like paint this picture of her in my head, like she's the same age as me, about, you know, like I can tell that she's about the same age, about 28. And I start thinking like, well, maybe this girl, I named her Becky in my head. Maybe Becky is like the greatest celloist of all time, right? Like maybe she's brilliant. She's worked her whole life to be this brilliant celloist, and she works every day for the last 2 decades. She's been working at being a celloist, and it's like you don't just become a concert celloist overnight. Like you don't just walk into the Boston Taps. I think that's a thing. And you don't just walk into the Boston Taps like, hey guys, got my cello. What? Where do I sit? Where do I sit? Like, that doesn't happen. So she works at fucking Subway, and she makes the little minuscule money that she makes because she wants to be something great. She wants to practice her art, right? And one day she'll get there. She knows in her fucking head that one day she'll get there. And like, okay, it's the same thing with me, because I go to these fucking shitty open mics doing comedy and no one's watching, no one cares, but I do it because I have to, and I deliver pizzas because I have to. And like I had hope. And the next day I went to my pizza delivery job and I have like 11 pizzas in my hand. I'm just got a little jump in my step because I'm happy, because I've got that hope, that renewed faith, because that's all that it took was a girl at Subway to give me renewed faith. And I'm stoked. And I'm walking through the parking lot and I trip over a parking curb, and like those pizzas dead to me. They're thrown across the parking lot. Done with the pizzas, right? But I start to fall, and I don't know if light's refracting on me in a weird way right now where you can't see what I actually am, but I'm a large person. And I start to fall, and when you're a big guy who's clumsy, you've taught yourself, like, I need to turn my body and fall on the soft parts because you don't want to fall on the hurty parts. That's where it hurts. So I start turning my body. I start shifting everything in like the worst Matrix scene you've ever seen. Like I'm just, yeah! And I hit the ground, okay? And I hit the ground, and all of the change in my pockets just goes flying out of me. Yes, I've been getting tipped in nickels and dimes all day. I work in the hood part of Ireland. It's bad. So I hit the ground, and all of the change everywhere. Do you understand what I'm saying? Am I painting this picture correctly for you? I am Sonic the Hedgehog. I got attacked by a villain, and all of my rings went away. And when I went to go pick up my change, it wasn't all there. That wasn't the $3.75 that I had counted earlier. I don't know. I wrote too much. Yes. I used to work in oil, and I used to work with this old Hispanic man who had two settings, right? He would either say, EC! EC! Which meant I was going too fast, I was fucking something up, like I needed to slow it down. His other setting was, okay, you got it. Which essentially, I think, meant, okay, you got it. Now, I haven't worked there in a year and a half, but like, my brain has like soaked this man into it, like he's become a part of my conscience in a weird way. Because like, let's talk girls. Like I could be interested in a girl, and I'm like, I really want to talk to this girl, but I don't fucking know how to talk to girls. So it's like, my setting at a bar would be to go up to a girl and just be like, hey, I mean, I'm just standing here, but I could move. Like, here's the thing. It's like I'm gonna buy 2 drinks, and like those are for me, but I could probably fit a third one in. I don't know. I haven't seen my bank account lately. It just seems like you read good books and shit. What? It's like. What's your... Well, you might ask the bartender what your name is. Why won't you... EC! EC! It's not a hair trigger anymore. But like... Hey. I'm Brian. Okay, you got her. You went weird and British on that one. I've never done it British like that. I'm not good with women. The other day, I saw a really attractive woman standing on the street. Not like that, just standing. Just like, and I saw her, and I was like, I love you, and I drove away real fast. I just drove. I don't even know if the window was up. Like, I just said it and drove. Like, I don't know what that turns into. Is that just me driving down the highway hoping attractive women get hit by the roses I throw? Like I'm some kind of fucking tuxedo mask villain? It's a Sailor Moon reference. Good job, guys. I used to work at Fitzgerald's, and I saw a girl there, and she asked me, did you see where my friends went? And like, without even thinking, I said, honey, you're the only person I've noticed tonight. Who the fuck do I think I am? That's not gonna work. She pepper sprayed me. That's not. I was delivering pizzas. Should have told you that part, but whatever. I was walking through a parking lot at an apartment, and a guy yells out at me from his 3rd-story apartment. He yells, "Hey, what's your number?" On a hair trigger, I just said, "Sir, I do not know you." And I got in my car. And took me a few minutes, but as I was pulling out of the apartment complex, I looked in the mirror and I was wearing full Domino's regalia. He clearly wanted the phone number of my pizza establishment. It's pretty presumptuous of me to assume that this man wanted to have Bob and Greg sex with me in this American apartment. So, sir, I'm gonna leave you with this. People are fucking crazy, and I want to tell you this story, and it'll just take a second, but I went to Jason's Deli recently out of the hopes that I can start eating healthy, and I went there, and I was eating the Cobb salad, and this gentleman walked into the fine Jason's Deli establishment, and he went directly to the ice cream machine, okay? He made himself a cone, and then he walked out of the building. And as he walked out, he flicked off every one of hers. No one said a word to this gentleman, which means that shit's been happening for months. Okay? The first time that happened, some gentleman, somebody that works there is just gonna be like, sir, actually, the ice cream, I know there's a sign that says it's complimentary, but it's if you buy food, sir. I don't understand why you're flicking me off, sir. You're just flicking me off right now. Sir, okay. Okay. Even like a month into that, some new employee who's just seen this happen twice has got in his head like, I'm moving up in this company. I'm moving up at Jason's Deli right now. I need to get in there. Red Rover, I'm gonna get in there right now. Sir! No! Not the cones! Sir! No, we've talked about this. Sir! Steve! I know your name now, Steve! No! Based on Rumpelstiltskin logic, you can't come in here anymore! Sir! No! Sir! Yeah, I'm yelling! Stop! Shut up! Sir! He falls. He drops his mic cable. Like, this guy's angry. Yeah. This show had stunts and everything. No, I can't end that joke. Woo! I'm gonna leave you with this. My name's Brian Zeolla, thanks.